preserve your memory and favorite days. Come online to the newest craze, the digital scrapbook, the way you want it to look. With digital scrapbook kits, fun and full of wit, you log in today, you won't be able to quit. Come on over and you'll think it's the bomb. Nitwitcollection.com.
Hi everyone. If you like a pretty kit, you have tuned into the right video. Our Birdsong collection is just beautiful. You can probably see a little glimpse up there of the little birds that are in there, and we're going to show you each and every individual element and background paper in here, so you're going to get to see the full kit. But man, really, if you like a pretty kit, this is going to be the kit for you. This is our bundled collection, which includes our FQB, our main product, as well as the 4 coordinating products that go with it. So we have our Birdsong 2 paper pack, our Birdsong Solids paper pack, our Birdsong Talk, which is the alpha, and also our Little Bits Birdsong. So all 5 products together, it is sold in our store online at nitwitcollections.com for $15.96 US. And you do save 20% versus purchasing these items individually for those of you who are new to our channel. So be sure to have a good look at this and make that decision, because this is such a pretty kit. So to look at what is in each and every individual item, we'll start out with our FQB. And we hit our background papers first. A nice basket weave kind of pattern, and you're going to see this in different colors because everybody sees and has a preference for their color palette when they see a kit. So we want to make sure and give it to you in the different colors so that way it suits exactly what you're looking for. Here is the floral paper. You're going to see this in a few different colors as well. The floral paper is just beautiful. Look at the detail in the flowers with the highlights and the lowlights, the contrasting in there. Just gorgeous. So easy to work with this kit as well. Whether you're making mini albums, cards, scrapbook layouts, some altered items, whether like you're covering flower pots or making treat bags or cards or whatever it is, you really have the full gamut here in order to produce beautiful, beautiful creations. Here's a quilted background paper. Isn't that beautiful? The way the quilt is on an angle, the way you see the flowers from behind, as well as the kind of more solid, which is the basket weave paper in there. Isn't that beautiful? And here's another version of a quilt. Maybe that's something that you liked a little better. The little small flowers with the pinks and the greens and the purples. Just beautiful. You get the feel, and you know why the name Birdsong came to be, obviously from the birds, but the whole feel of a song being there and that warmth that you get from it. Stationary background papers. Mary Fran produces these stationary background papers, and I'm telling you, these are so easy to use. You can see that right now with this paper, you could easily make a super easy card, scrapbook layout, mini album page, just right with this one paper. You know, you can put photos in here, you can put journaling in here, you can have whatever, you can add more elements to the center because there is that area there. Easy to do, and here's a prime example. This is a stationary back with the birds, and you'll see how I use this paper actually in our card making inspiration. When you look at the FQB product description page on our website, you'll see the card underneath that big image, and just give you a little inspiration, and you'll see how I use this and added a bunch more to this paper in order to make just a beautiful card. And here are some tickings as well. We want to give you some more simpler. Obviously, you need some that are really patterned and some that aren't in order to contrast and to give you the look you want. Some toiles as well in some of the colors. And now into our elements, our borders. So there's a strip of just the paper of the quilt, but you can see how nicely bordered it is on the edge and stuff like that. It really looks like a ribbon, like a real life ribbon. Same thing with this one that runs horizontally with the florals in it. Beautiful, beautiful element to use. Bows with obviously a little bit of shine to the center there, a little bit of glimmer. It is a kit that deserves that sort of thing. Here's a branch with one of the cute little birds. See him just sitting there? Can't you just feel it right now with the little bird sitting in among all these pretty flowers and branches? Just gorgeous elements. Lovely moments. Mary Fran likes to give you the clustered elements so that you can begin creating with them rather than having to cluster them yourselves. You do also have the option, because there are some single elements and individual elements of those in here as well. These are called our flares. Can't you see using these? So easy to use, already finished, fully finished element for you to just simply place in and get the feeling, add the sparkle that you're looking for a certain area of your creation. Here's the floral corner. So this is something that Mary Fran puts into the background paper for the stationery back, but here you have it as a separate element because maybe you saw that and thought, oh, I really like that, but I wanted to change it this way or change it that way. Well, here you have the option because they're just individual elements for you. Same thing with the flowers. You have individual flowers as well as flower clusters. Whatever way you want to create, whether you want intricacy, whether you want to take those other single flowers, place them on top here in order to build them up with, if you're doing it in physical form and you use pop-up foam dots or things like that so that it gives you that 3D appeal of this. Or if you're creating digitally, you can simply place those flowers on there as well and use shadowing in order to get the technique that you're looking for. Lots of flower clusters, lots of elements, so many different availabilities for you to use. Always let your heart dream. Like, look at how nice these elements are. You can totally see using these. Here's again a flower stem, an individual element for you to build your own. And these are frames. We like to include the photo frames because whether you're creating layouts or mini albums or even cards, these frames are perfect. These centers are actually transparent. Now, if you're printing it out, this will print out as white and you can just cut that out. But if you're using it digitally, these are transparent, so you can slide a photo in behind it and things like that when you're creating. Lovely moments. Same thing if you are doing this and you're doing this physically, you can slide, if you have the ability, it's very easy to be able to put a photo in behind this and then print it as one element. And then that way it saves you on ink and it saves you on doing things and everything else. Because this is transparent, you can just slide it right in behind. Now we have some journal cards. The journal cards are always such great elements in order to add that level of interest, give you journaling areas such as this where you already have lines on it. So, you know, like me, where you kind of end up writing at a slant, well, this kind of helps us out. We don't want to spoil a pretty looking creation by, having our sloppy handwriting written on there. But you do have lots of areas in order to put in the words, the feelings, the sentiments that you want. Celebrate life. Like, again, look at that cute little bird. How can you get by not creating with this? Labels, again, perfect elements in order to put in your words. You're trying to say something because maybe you're using this for an anniversary. You're using it for a birthday, using it for Mother's Day. This kit has so many uses, and we want you to have the availability where you can actually put your creativity to it and say exactly what it is that you want to say in your creation. The ribbons, again, beautiful elements in order to add that level of interest in a dead corner or a corner where you think, geez, I don't want too much in there or whatever. Those are perfect for that. Here's a sentiment. The littlest birds sing the prettiest songs. Again, this is transparent. So if you're creating digitally, you can just simply place this over anything. Whether you wanted to put this on the stationery back and then print that out or use that as well. When you go to print it, if you're printing this out, it will print as white, but you can shape this if you want. I know a lot of you have templates and dies, so you can get a nice shape out of it and everything else to add to your creations. Again, some more of the other blank tags that are in a different shape. Always different shapes, different textures, things like that are always so nice to have because it allows you the creative thing in order to make many, many different things with it, not just one card or one scrapbook layout or whatever. Our little bits are always finished, completed items. So you don't get individual like flowers or hearts or things like that in here. The idea behind this is so that you can get to creating. Obviously, you want to be able to creating and stuff lends to different skill levels as well as what you're feeling at the time or how much time you have. You want to create something, but boy, I don't have a lot of time in order to do this and I really want to get this done. This is where the little bits come in. They are perfect for this, as well as when you're doing mini albums and things like that. The journal cards, the finished elements, because you're doing multiple pages, it so much eases up the project where you're not spending hours and hours and hours just making those clusters and creations. You can actually just move on with making the pages and placing those things in there. So you'll also see we have many more sentiments for you so that way, hopefully some of those will give you inspiration. Maybe it's captured exactly what you were looking to create, exactly the feeling that you had. But in case you don't, we do have the blank word strips. We also recognize that not all of our customers, English is not your primary language. So we want to make sure to give you blank things so that way you can write it in your language or in your feeling. So here's our Birdsong 2. This paper pack, you will see the same patterns that you saw in the FQB, but not in the same colors. There are no duplicates. So when you buy each and every coordinated product, you're not getting duplicates of anything in terms of anything together. They are, like I said, the same patterns, but in different colors. So if you are looking to create in a certain color palette, I'm sure you'll be able to find the paper that actually matches for what you're after. Our solids paper pack, you can see this has a very faint line in it, which gives it a little bit of interest, so it's not just like plain cardstock, but we sometimes use it in that sort of form, is using it like plain cardstock in behind other papers in order to accentuate them, things like that. And it also gives you the exact color match. Whenever you're doing something, you want the exact color match in order to finish your project completely. Now, we all have a stash of cardstock, but of course we may not have the exact tone of green or the exact tone of pink or purple or whatever. Those solids do give you that. Lastly is our alpha. As you can see, as I've been blathering away and I'm flipping by, a really pretty alpha that certainly embodies the whole feel of the kit, and it allows you to highlight and punctuate the real feeling that you're after. Maybe it's love, maybe it's anniversary, maybe it's birthday, maybe it's someone's name, maybe it's a place. Maybe you went on a vacation and this place just spoke to you. So you can write in the title of it using this alpha. There's so many options with an alpha, and if you haven't used them before, I encourage you to take a look at these and try it, because it really does add that level of zing to it. So that is our entire collection of Birdsong. I hope that you've liked this, being able to see all of the individual items, because I know in our previews, as you can see, there's so much in a kit. It's so hard to show everything in a large enough format that you can actually see the detail and everything else. That's why we do these videos, is we want to make sure that you get a chance to actually see what's in each and everything. So thanks again for tuning in. Please give us the thumbs up if you like the kit and the video, as well as subscribe to our channel so that you'll know when we have new kit releases to have these sort of videos, as well as when we do projects. We will have a project coming out with this collection. I won't give you too many hints away, but there will be a project that we'll be posting probably within the next week or week and a half with this kit, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks again for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed this kit.